Good evening, everybody. Welcome back, Spartan Nation Radio. We now bring in the one and only, the iconic wonder himself. Fish fear him. Sturgeon run from him. Bucks hide and go to the zoo when it's hunting season because they know he's in the woods. Little deer are born, and the first thing they see is when their dad picks them up in his beautiful antlers and shows them a picture of Chuck Grenier and call him the Grim Reaper. Legendary State of Michigan high school football and basketball coach, the great coach Chuck Grenier, joins us each and every week for the good, the bad, and the ugly with Spartan Sports. Our first segment is Spartan Football. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great, hon. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. Coach, let's get right to it. We're early in the process. Coach is assembling his staff. Coach Mel Tucker, what are your early impressions?
Well, I'm really excited. I like the people that he's going after. The offensive line coach that is brought in is got great history behind him, and I know that is going to be a really huge upgrade to our offensive line. Bringing in Tressel and retaining Tressel in Burton is a great move also. The rumors out there, I'm not sure if Johnson has been signed or is officially coming over right now. He's quarterback coach and offensive coordinator. And then there's also rumors of it. Another Spartan might be on the staff at wide receiver. So there's rumors going around right now, but I'm really, really excited about the personnel that he's bringing in. And it looks like it's going to be a really good coaching staff that the players are going to really enjoy having around them and really develop the players.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to watch how it plays out. Coach, I want to ask you a little bit. You read earlier today, Spartan Nation had a story of his first offer. Tell me, we've done some stories about looking at his coaching style and looking at his recruiting style. What are your initial impressions of Mel Tucker?
Well, I think it's going to be very familiar. It appears to be a lot like we've had in the last 13 years with D'Antonio. He seems to be that kind of personality also. I have not met the man yet, but that's what it seems like. I did review a few game highlights or films of Colorado's games this year. The offense looks real similar to what Michigan State runs, or most of college football for that matter. They run a lot of shotgun, a lot of pistol, a lot of the same formations. Defensively, it appears that Colorado was running a 3-4. We ran a 4-3 under D'Antonio. And I think they're running a 3-4, so it won't be that much different because in Michigan State's third down defense, they ran a Delta package, which was a 3-4. So if they do run the 3-4, they'll probably adapt. It would be too much of a stretch, I don't think, to adjust the players there. I do have a concern defensively that I did not think our linebacker group coming back this year, with the exception of Simmons, was real strong. So with the 3-4, of course, you can't linebacker, hybrid type defensive end, and I think it's going to be really good. And he's really a go-get-him type of guy, a no-nonsense type of guy, stoic almost like a D'Antonio. And I think the program is going to not skip a beat, but going to continue to get better and better as they go into the spring game.
Coach, I'm curious because a lot of people don't understand. I know that you and I do, but for the sake of those listening who don't know, explain the difference of what they're going to see from a 4-3 to a 3-4.
Well, with the 3-4, you have basically you have central 4-3 is 4 down linemen, and 3-4 is 3 down linemen. It's 3-4 defense is going to be real similar in the way they rate it that Wisconsin runs their defense. They have 3 down linemen. They have 4 linebackers, but in the concept behind it is that you have, I guess one way to put it, you've got one of those 4 linebackers on the blitz on every play, one or more on a blitz type situation. So it gives your offensive lineman a lot of time to think about who they're going to block and who's going to be coming and who's not going to be coming on the rush. So it's confusing to the offensive lineman.
We're talking to the one and only, the legendary State of Michigan high school football, basketball, and football coach, Chuck Grenier. We're talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly with Spartan football. Coach, you're going to join us after the break to talk basketball, but I want to switch our attention right now to looking ahead with Mel Tucker. If he can get this team to bowl eligibility next year, to me that'll be an amazing coaching job. There are a lot of holes where recruiting has been very bad. There are a lot of holes on this team. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me that just getting to a bowl would be a great job by Tucker?
Well, I think so. I think having a winning season next year will be a big step. You got to remember now that we're looking for replacing at the quarterback position, and the quarterback that Michigan State has on staff at this point on the roster at this point has literally no game experience. So they've been on the roster for a couple of years. You got Day and you've got Lombardi, and these guys unfortunately did not see much action. Lombardi seeing the most action. Then you've got to replace your linebacker situation, which I mentioned earlier. I thought was pretty weak. After Bocce was suspended last year, Harvey came in and played, and he got better as the season went on with more game hits. But he's certainly not at the same level as Bocce was. And then if they run the 3-4, with the linebackers being kind of weak, then you got to kind of go try to find out who you could put in there. So it's kind of exciting to find out, are they going to take a defensive end or ends at this time, have them lose a little weight if they're agile enough to play linebacker? Are they going to take the safeties and they're going to beef up a safety or two that's not going to be a starter, make them a linebacker? So there's a lot of variables that are going into the spring game. It's pretty exciting to see how they're going to handle the talent that's on the roster at this time to adapt to a 3-4 defense if they do that. So if they go to a bowl next year, it's going to be a heck of a coaching job, no doubt.
Coach said earlier if they get to a winning season would be a bowl and a bowl win. I'm going to tell you right now, if they go 6-7 and lose in a bowl, that is a great job by Mel Tucker. Coach, I want to ask you a couple other quick things. Then we're going to take a break, come back, talk basketball. But fan buy-in. Only 18,000 people at the Rutgers games. People inside the university were frustrated with D'Antonio. There was not a lot of buy-in for him anymore. But should people be making plans as soon as it's announced when to get to that spring game and make a statement to new recruits that Spartans have bought into Mel Tucker?
Yeah, I would think so. I think there is a groundswell, if you will, at this time that the fan base, the alumni base, everybody involved with Spartan sports, Spartan football, that there's a freshness, a revitalization that I have anyway in the football program that we should start getting back behind them. And of course, the spring game is going to be dependent on when it is and the weather on that particular day in East Lansing, that's for sure. But I think a good showing by the fan base for the spring game would be exciting in a lot of different ways. And I think with the new hire at Tucker and his assistants, I think there's going to be that freshness, that revitalization is going to be in Spartan football. And I think people come out and the alumni are going to be much happier. So,
Coach, last football question for me, and then we're going to move on. How hard, are you expecting Mel Tucker to hit that transfer portal? Because I think he's going to hit it really hard. And how key is going to be his new strength and conditioning coach hire?
Well, the new strength, everything is going to be new for the players that are presently on the roster, the ones that are recruits coming in at this time. And there's not, as far as I'm concerned, there's not a quarterback ready or the depth at linebacker. Those are my two major concerns coming in. So the portal will be really interesting. I know there's going to be some quarterbacks out there that could come in, but you're going to create some problems, of course, because you get quarterbacks on staff already, on roster already. And so that might be a problem there. But to hit that transfer portal and to be getting a top-line quarterback, a handful of linebackers coming in, it's going to be a little difficult because, just like we were talking about a few minutes ago, going into maybe getting a bowl bid this year, a bowl win and that, those players that are going to be out there are going to see this is a new program starting up again. And it'll be a little bit difficult there, but I think he's got to get in there or bring some linebackers in for sure. I think that's going to be vital to get some linebackers to come in, I believe, anyway.
I disagree with only one thing Coach said. I think there are a lot bigger holes than just quarterback and linebacker. We'll be back talking basketball.